Your brain is not weak. It is not forgetful. It is not average. It is simply untrained. You complain that you forget names. You say your memory is poor. You blame your age, your stress, your busy life. But have you ever asked yourself, when was the last time you trained your brain the way you train your body? We go to the gym for muscles, but we let our mind sit idle. And then we wonder why it feels heavy. Memory is not just about remembering facts. It is about remembering your worth. It is about remembering your goals when distractions try to steal them. It is about remembering who you are when the world tries to define you. Your memory shapes your confidence. When you remember better, you speak better. When you recall faster, you feel smarter. When your mind becomes sharp, your fear becomes small. But here is the truth. Memory is not a gift. It is a habit. And the most beautiful part, you don't need expensive tools. You don't need special talent. You just need simple, consistent exercises. Today, I will share powerful brain exercises that can transform your memory power and ultimately transform your life. Train your brain with active recall. Stop rereading. Start recalling. Most people believe that reading something again and again will make it permanent in their memory. But let me tell you something powerful. Recognition is not memory. Just because something looks familiar does not mean it lives inside your mind. True memory begins the moment you close the book and ask yourself, what do I actually remember? Active recall is uncomfortable. It forces you to struggle. It makes you pause. It makes you think. And we are not used to that discomfort. We prefer highlighting lines, underlining paragraphs, nodding our heads as if we understand. But growth never happens in comfort. Growth happens in effort. When you read a page, don't immediately move forward. Stop. Close your eyes. Try to repeat the key ideas in your own words. Write down everything you can remember without looking. Even if you recall only 30%, celebrate that effort because that 30% is now stronger than 100% passive reading. Your brain builds strength through retrieval. Every time you pull information from your memory, you strengthen the neural pathways connected to it. It is like walking on a path in a forest. The more you walk on it, the clearer and stronger the path becomes. If you never use it, it disappears. Teach someone what you learned. Speak it aloud. Record your voice explaining it. Ask yourself questions and try answering them honestly. Turn your notes into small quizzes. Challenge yourself. And yes, in the beginning, you will feel slow. You will feel like you are forgetting everything. But that feeling is not failure. That feeling is your brain stretching. Believe me, the mind you train today will protect your confidence tomorrow. When you can recall information clearly during exams, meetings, or conversations, your fear reduces. You speak with certainty. You think with clarity. Active recall is not just a study technique. It is a discipline. It teaches you patience. It teaches you courage. It teaches you to trust your brain. So the next time you feel tempted to reread, pause and say to yourself, I am not here to look smart. I am here to become sharp. Train your brain to remember, and it will train you to believe in yourself. Strengthen your mind through visualization. Your brain does not think in words. It thinks in pictures. When someone says apple, you don't see the letters A-P-P-L-E floating in the air. You see the color, the shape, maybe even the shine of it. That is the secret power of your memory. It loves images. And when you learn how to use that power, your memory transforms from ordinary to extraordinary. Most people try to memorize information in plain, boring text. Dates, formulas, names, lists, all stacked like heavy bricks in the mind. And then they complain that it slips away. But information without imagery is like ink without color. It fades. Visualization brings color to your memory. If you need to remember a name, attach it to a strong image. If someone's name is Rose, imagine a bright red rose blooming on their shoulder. If you are memorizing a list of items, create a funny story linking them together. The crazier the story, the stronger the memory. Why? Because your brain remembers emotion and uniqueness. Turn numbers into pictures, turn facts into scenes, turn ideas into movies playing inside your head. And don't think this is childish. Creativity is not immaturity, it is intelligence in action. The greatest thinkers, inventors, and leaders visualize their ideas before the world ever saw them. When you visualize, you are activating multiple areas of your brain at once: imagination, emotion, logic, and that creates stronger neural connections. Close your eyes right now and imagine your goals as a vivid picture. See yourself confident. See yourself remembering names easily. See yourself speaking without hesitation. That image is not just motivation, it is mental programming. Visualization is rehearsal. And the more you rehearse mentally, the stronger your memory becomes physically. Start small. Visualize one concept today. Build one mental story. Practice one image. Slowly, your mind will stop feeling cluttered and start feeling creative. Because your brain is not designed to store lifeless data. It is designed to create worlds. And when you learn to see what you want to remember, you will never call your memory weak again. Challenge your brain. Daily comfort is the enemy of growth, even for your brain. Most people go through life doing the same routines, taking the same paths, thinking the same thoughts. And they wonder why their memory feels dull, their focus weak, and their mind sluggish. But your brain is like a muscle. If you never challenge it, it becomes lazy, and a lazy brain forgets. A lazy brain hesitates. A lazy brain stops believing in its own strength. Challenging your brain does not mean reading endlessly or memorizing complex formulas. It means intentionally stepping out of your mental comfort zone. Solve puzzles, play memory games, learn a new skill, memorize a short poem, try a language you've never spoken before. Even small mental exercises, done consistently, light up your neural pathways and form new connections. When you challenge your mind, it becomes like a warrior in training. At first, it struggles. You might feel frustrated. You may even doubt yourself. But that struggle is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that growth is happening. Every time you stretch your brain to tackle something unfamiliar, it becomes faster, sharper, more resilient. Change your daily routine. Take a different route to work. Use your non-dominant hand for simple tasks. Engage in activities that require focus and adaptability. These small changes force your brain to activate areas it rarely uses. Over time, this practice improves memory, concentration, and problem-solving skills. Challenging your brain also builds confidence. When you notice that tasks that once seemed impossible are now manageable, your mind begins to trust itself. You stop doubting your memory. You stop thinking you are not smart enough. You start believing that your mind is capable of learning, adapting, and thriving no matter the circumstances. Remember, your brain is designed for growth. It craves stimulation. It thrives on challenges. If you give it comfort, it will settle for mediocrity. But if you feed it challenges, it will surprise you with brilliance. So today, decide to challenge your mind. Make it a daily habit. Even 15 minutes of mental exercises a day can transform your memory over time. Because a brain that is constantly challenged is a brain that refuses to forget, refuses to falter, and refuses to be limited by old patterns. Your brain is not lazy, it is waiting for you to push it, test it, and prove to it that it can be stronger than you ever imagined. And once you start, you will see that strength reflected not just in memory, but in every decision, every thought, and every action in your life. Move your body to improve your memory. Your brain and body are not separate. They are partners. They communicate silently, constantly, and profoundly. And yet, So many of us ignore this connection. We sit for hours, glued to screens, thinking that memory is only about reading, writing, or memorizing. But the truth is simple. A tired body creates a tired brain. Movement fuels your mind. When you exercise, blood rushes to your brain, carrying oxygen and nutrients that wake it up. That simple 20-minute walk in the morning, it's not just good for your heart, it clears mental clutter and strengthens your memory. Stretching, deep breathing, yoga, or even light cardio can boost focus, enhance recall, and improve cognitive flexibility. Your body is literally feeding your mind the fuel it needs to remember, process, and create. Think about it. Neurons need stimulation to form stronger connections, and movement provides exactly that. Physical activity triggers the release of chemicals like BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor that literally help your brain grow and repair itself. Every step you take, every stretch you make, every heartbeat during exercise is a spark lighting up the neural networks responsible for memory and learning. And it's not only formal exercise that counts. Simple habits, taking stairs instead of elevators, walking while talking on the phone, even pacing while thinking, engage your brain in ways that sitting cannot. Your mind thrives on action. Your memory improves when your body is awake, alert, and active. Sleep and movement are partners in this process. Exercising regularly improves sleep quality. And restorative sleep is when your brain consolidates memories, transferring them from short-term storage into long-term. Neglect one, and the other suffers. Pay attention to both and watch your mental clarity, focus, and memory soar. Don't underestimate the simplicity of this truth. A strong body equals a strong mind. Mental sharpness is not built in isolation. It is a reflection of how you care for your physical self. Treat your body well, and your memory will reward you. So today, commit to moving, not because it is trendy, but because your memory, your focus, and your potential depend on it. Walk, stretch, breathe deeply, and let your brain awaken. Your mind is alive, and it longs to be fueled. Treat your body as the engine, and your memory as the masterpiece it was always meant to be. Your brain is waiting to remember, your body holds the key. Move and unlock it. Practice mindfulness and focus. Distraction is the silent thief of memory. Every ping, every scroll, every half-listened conversation chips away at your brain's ability to retain what matters. We live in a world that glorifies multitasking, but your mind was never designed to juggle 10 things at once. Memory requires presence. Memory requires focus. And yet, most of us give our attention away like it's unlimited and then wonder why we forget. Mindfulness is the antidote. It is the practice of being fully present, fully aware, fully alive in the moment. When you focus on what you are learning, seeing, or hearing, your brain encodes it clearly. When you allow distractions to dominate, information passes through your mind like water through your fingers, gone before you can even grasp it. Simple mindfulness exercises, breathing consciously, observing your surroundings, or even pausing for 5 minutes of silence train your brain to notice, absorb, and remember. Focus is more than just attention, it is intention. When you decide to study, practice, or engage without letting your thoughts drift, your mind begins to prioritize and organize information efficiently. You become selective about what deserves your energy. And as you strengthen this mental muscle, memory improves naturally, effortlessly. Start small. The next time you read something, put your phone aside, close other tabs, sit in a quiet corner. Concentrate fully on the words in front of you. Repeat them in your mind. Ask yourself questions. Absorb every detail. Feel your mind sharpening with each deliberate act of focus. Mindfulness also reduces mental clutter. Stress, anxiety, and constant worry scatter your thoughts, making it difficult to recall even simple information. Practicing presence clears that chaos. Your brain can finally breathe. It can finally store, retrieve, and connect information with clarity. Even in daily life, mindfulness strengthens memory. Listen carefully when someone speaks. Engage fully when learning a new skill. Eat with awareness. Walk with attention. Every act of presence is an exercise for your memory, training your mind to notice, retain, and recall. Your brain is powerful. It is capable of incredible feats, but it requires your attention. It requires your respect. If you give it fragmented focus, it will produce fragmented memory. If you give it full presence, it will produce clarity, insight, and recall beyond what you imagined. So today, choose focus. Choose mindfulness. Choose to be fully present in every moment. Your memory is not weak, it is waiting for your attention, your awareness, your conscious choice. When you give it that, it will remember everything that matters. In the end, your memory is not a limitation. It is a reflection of how you treat your mind. Every exercise you do, every challenge you take, every moment of focus you give is a step toward a sharper, stronger, more powerful brain. The truth is simple. A trained mind remembers, a disciplined mind achieves, and a mindful mind thrives. When you commit to these practices, you are not just improving memory, you are building confidence, clarity, and control over your life. Remember, your brain is a miracle waiting to shine. It responds to effort, grows with challenge, and thrives with care. Move it, challenge it, feed it, focus, and train it daily, and you will discover that your memory is limitless, your potential unstoppable, and your mind capable of achieving greatness you once thought impossible. Your journey toward mental mastery begins the moment you choose to act.